Hey you guys, welcome to another JessPFit jump board workout. Okay, so this is gonna be solely jump the entire 30 minutes. So 30 minutes is the goal for this workout. I know that's tough for me and sometimes I lie a little bit, but I'm not gonna lie today. We're gonna stick to 30 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my eye on that timer. I always have it set because I tend to get carried away. Okay, now for this jump board workout, it's gonna be a little different. We are gonna jump primarily on one extra light spring the entire time. We are gonna switch it once and add a little bit heavier weight, but for the most part, we're gonna be jumping on that extra light spring. So for balanced body, that's a yellow spring. For Marathon, that's a white spring. So whatever that means for you, we're gonna put it on that extra light spring to start class, okay? Now, if you don't have an extra light spring, most reformers do not come with it. You have to purchase it. If you don't have an extra light, please jump on your lightest spring. For balanced body, that would be a blue if you don't have an extra light, okay? We are gonna focus more on the deep abdominals today rather than have this be a cardio push. A lot of times I'll incorporate the jump board if I wanna up the cardio during a workout, but for us today, we're gonna move a little slower, a little more precise, and we're gonna dig deep into the abdominals. So you're gonna feel those abs quite a bit, okay? I have a slew of props on my carriage. We're not gonna use them all. What you are gonna use today is the peanut. So if you have a peanut, it's also called the Franklin ball. That's its proper name, actually. You wanna use that today. That has that little indent right in the center. We're gonna have that between the inner thighs where that indent sits so nicely. We're also gonna pull apart with our hands on the peanut. So if you have that, please use that. If you do not, okay? You can use a small playground ball. This is a 5-inch playground ball. I'm not gonna use it, but I wanted to show you if you have something like this, this is also gonna work fantastic. It's gonna be a little harder to hold on to because it's completely round, okay? So you don't have that little indent to work with, but if you have that, use it. If you have neither, please grab a pair of thick socks, okay? Like ski socks, something really thick that you can bundle up into this sort of shape, and you can use that just the same, okay? So I'm gonna set my playground ball off to the side. Now I also have a yoga block here. If you have a yoga block, grab that. That's gonna help us when we're side lying. We're gonna use it for the side of the head. It kind of fills the gap between the head and the shoulder when we lie on our side. So it's just a little more comfort. If you don't have it, I'll cue you to put your headrest up instead, okay? So I'm gonna set my yoga block down on the side. We're gonna jump right away. So make sure that jump board is up and ready to go. You have one extra light spring on, and we're gonna start with straight leg jumps. So come on down to your reformer. We're gonna lie all the way down on our back, okay? So feet are gonna come nice and straight or nice and flat on your jump board. You're gonna feel like you're floating, okay? On an extra light spring, there is really no resistance. You're gonna feel like those legs are floating in air. Now to start, we're gonna have the peanut right between the palms. So I'm gonna actively pull apart my peanut. So I've got the peanut hovering above my chest. My elbows are wide because I am pulling on it. I'm trying to pull it apart. That is engaging my biceps and the chest. Okay. Legs are 4 inches apart parallel. They are straight down off my hips. My legs start straight. Okay, and they're gonna stay straight. On your inhale, you're gonna roll to the balls of your feet. On your exhale, you're gonna plant that heel back down. Inhale, roll to the ball of your foot, and then roll back to your heel. Now, once you feel comfortable there, we're gonna add a jump. So we're gonna roll to the ball of the foot and give a little flick. Roll to the ball, give a little flick. Notice my knees are not bending, okay? No bending. You should feel those deep abdominals right away, right away. So on an extra light spring, you get more hang time, okay? That means more time mid-air. So your abdominals need to hold those legs up in space, okay? So a lot more challenging. Every time you land, I want you to get that heel to stick down on that jump board every single time. I am actively pulling apart my peanut. I'm drawing my belly button up and in, and it's also very challenging on an extra light spring to keep your ribs closed. Again, because you're holding your legs up, right? When the legs start to drop, the rib cage opens. So we want to keep those legs nice and steady, ribs closed. Okay, I've got a neutral spine, so that means a little tiny space between the low back and the carriage just to hold that neutral spine. Hip bones shine straight up. I know I'm talking a lot, but straight leg jumps can be very challenging. And a lot of times I hear people say, my low back hurts. Okay, the reason, there goes my watch. The reason your low back hurts is because you're allowing your ribs to open and your low back to make a rainbow like this. Okay, so we don't want that. We don't want that. Keep jumping those straight legs. Okay, we're gonna add an ab curl to this. So we're gonna change the placement of the peanut. In 6, good, you got 5, last 4, inhale to leave, exhale to land, 3, last 2, notice how these are much slower, good, last 1 right here. Okay, now on your next one, you're gonna pause for just a minute. Take your peanut right between the inner thigh, so that is just above the knee. You want the little indent of the peanut right between the legs. I'm gonna take my hands and I'm gonna interlace them behind the base of the skull, and I'm gonna find one ab curl. Okay, elbows wide, and now I'm gonna hold that ab curl, and I'm gonna continue that straight leg jump. Inhaling to leave, exhaling to land, pulling my ribs together. Now the space between my low back and the carriage now is smaller, okay? Because it's basically touching the carriage because of the ab curl. Okay, so if your low back is on the carriage, great. That's where you want it. Okay, keep your ribs close. Keep that belly button pulled up and in. All right, we're here for 8. We're going to change it again. In 7. We've got 6. Whew, things are going to get hot though. 5, because of those deep abdominals. 4. Good, you've got 3. Now we're going to imagine that jump board is split in half, right down the center. You're going to jump once to the right and once to the left. Once to the right and once to the left. Okay, so imagine a line straight down the middle of your jump board, vertical. Okay, you're jumping on either side of that line. We're holding our ab curl still. Okay, side to side. Pelvis remains quiet. Okay, we're finding that reach from the top of the thigh bone. Whew, and keeping those ribs together. Good, straight leg jumps are no joke, especially on one yellow spring. We're gonna change again what the feet are doing and the hands are doing in 6. Whew. Good, you got 5, side to side. Good, you've got 4, right here, side to side. Last 3, inhale out, exhale to land. Last 2, now if your exhale allows you to keep your ribs together better, then use your exhale to leave. Good, this is your last one. Okay, we're gonna land back through center. Now, grab your peanut. Okay, lay your head down. Your legs are gonna come into first position, so heels together, toes turned out, and we're gonna pull on that peanut again. So my feet are making a little V. I'm actively pulling apart the peanut, and here we go, straight leg jumps in first position. So now my inner thighs are zipped up. This whole first sequence is straight legs. Whew, I wasn't joking about the abdominals. All right, you're here for 6. We're gonna change it up again in 5, 4, good, last 3, 2, last 1, pause for just a moment. Keep your external rotation, keep your first position, but pull your right knee in. Okay, now your right knee gets the peanut. It is still externally rotated, which means my knee is shining out at a 45 degree. I'm gonna get that ab curl back, interlace those fingers, find that ab curl. I'm still externally rotated, straight leg jumps on your left leg. Inhale, exhale. So my left toes are shining towards the top left corner of the jump board. So they have that 45 degree angle. My left inner thigh is shining a little more up towards the ceiling. And my right knee is holding the peanut behind the crook of that knee. But my right knee is also shining at a 45 degree angle. So I'm holding that external rotation in both legs. Whew. Now we're gonna add a little circle with our left foot. Little circle and land. Little circle and land. So we're drawing a tennis ball with our left leg. All right, you pick one direction and draw in that direction for 4. Whew. Last 3, make it small. You're drawing the circle from the top of the thigh bone. Last one on this side. Okay, now we're gonna go the other way. Draw your circle the other way. Whew, my circle doesn't feel like a circle in the other direction, but find mobility at the top of the hip. All right, here we are. We've got 4. We're just drawing that circle the other direction. 3, last 2, and last 1. Woo! And bring it all the way down. We're going to switch legs. Actually, you know what? Before we switch legs, let's place that peanut back to the inner thigh. Let's do a little something through center first. We're going to find that ab curl again. Okay, on this one, we're going to hit that straight leg jump to start, okay? And then we're going to allow the knees to bend really quick, okay? So on your exhale right here, you're going to allow the knees to bend. Inhale, send that carriage out. Oh, feels good to get a little distance, right? Now we're going to add a knee pull. Knees pull in, lengthen, and land. Knees pull in, lengthen, and land. Whew, pull them in, lengthen, and land. Good, we've got 4. Last 3. It's all about your breath here. 2, we're not shoving through the legs because you'll hit the rear. Last 1. Okay, pause. All right, let's find first position again. Peanut comes between the palms again. We're going to pull apart the peanut. My feet are making that V, heels together, toes turned out. I'm going to actively pull that left knee in. So now my left knee is out at a 45, but I'm going to give that left knee the peanut. I'm going to find my ab curl one more time, holding external rotation with both legs. I'm going to find that flick through the right side. So my right leg stays straight, no bend of the knee. I know that's difficult now that we just came off that knee pull. Okay, so I'm challenging your mind. Okay, your mind and that muscle connection is such a big part of this, and we have to think about our movement. Okay, the choreography is also going to get a little challenging as we continue on. Okay, we're here. Inner thighs shining up. Good. Don't let that knee bend like I just did. I cheated right there. Did you see that? 6. Good. Last 5. 4. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. And pull it all the way in. Whew, okay, give those knees a little hug. And we're coming up. Okay, we're going to sit up. Okay, keep your extra light spring on. We are going to prop up on our forearms. Now, before we do that, we're going to give the inner thigh our peanut, okay, right above the knee. So when I say inner thigh, a lot of times I see the peanut go all the way up towards the pelvis. No, just above the knee. We want a light hold, okay? Even if you have your ball or your socks, same thing. Now, we're going to prop ourselves up on our forearms. Okay, so my elbows are going to be under my shoulders, palms flat on the carriage, and I'm going to bring my feet up to the jump board. Okay, we're going to lengthen both legs all the way out, 2 straight legs. Okay, now same thing, straight legs here. On your inhale, you're going to roll to the ball of the foot. Exhale, plant the heel. Inhale, roll to the ball of the foot. Exhale, plant the heel. Now, right here, we're going to start to get some air. So you're going to give that little flick and land. Little flick and land. Now, I want you to keep the collarbone wide. Chest is open. Okay, we've got a long, flat, low back. Okay, and I'm keeping my ribs pulled together. Belly button pulled up and in between that rib cage. All right, so these are tailbone teaser jumps. These can be really challenging. So if that yellow spring or that extra light spring is just not working for you, add that blue on or add a little bit heavier and take off the extra light. You still just want 1 spring. Okay, we don't want to make it too heavy. We're here for 4, keeping those knees completely straight. Last 3, I've got a light hold on the peanut. Last 2, we're going to make this more challenging because you know how we do it. Layers, right? Lots of layers. On the next one, you're going to pause for just a moment. We are going to reach our left arm. Okay, here we go. Same thing. Roll and flick. Roll and flick. So now you're getting a cross diagonal sling focus. Okay, that left shoulder connects to the right inner thigh. Whew, so we want to find that connection, that pull that holds us nice and stable. My shoulders are square to the jump board. My hips are level and even. You're here for 4. We're going to switch arms in 3. Last 2. Last 1. Hold, pause. Set that left forearm down. Reach your right forearm. Square off your shoulders. Same thing. Roll and flick. Roll and flick. So I'm already sweaty. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but these are intense. Even though I'm not jumping a mile a minute, right? We're not going crazy with heavy springs. It's intense. It's intense. All right, so hang on because you got this. We're here for 4. We got one more layer here. Last 3. Then we're going to come into some side lying jumps. Last 2. Last 1. Pause both arms, okay? Roll the shoulders down and back. Hold that teaser position. Here we go. Roll and flick. Roll and flick. This is an inhale, exhale to land. Inhale, exhale to land. If that's not working today, you can put both hands down on that jump board, but if you can keep them lifted, keep them lifted. You're here for 8. We're going to lie on our right side in 7. We got 6. 5. Last 4. Good. Think about those ribs. Pull them up. Last 3. And 2. Last 1. And bring it all the way in. Oh my goodness. Okay, can't bring it in fast enough. Okay, you're going to roll onto your right side. Now, at the end of this, I'm going to talk a little bit about hip flexors because if you felt your hip flexors, I want to talk to you about that. Okay, if you've got your yoga block, great. Grab it, place it the long way on your headrest. Okay, if you don't have a yoga block, you can simply put your headrest all the way up. Okay? I'm going to put my headrest down. I'm going to put the yoga block on the headrest. I'm going to lie down on my right side. Okay, so my right ear is on the block. The peanut is going to come between those inner thighs again, just above the knee, just above the knee. I'm going to lengthen both legs all the way out, so I have 2 straight legs, 2 flat feet on the jump board. I'm going to lengthen through my waistline so that I get a lift of that right waistline off the carriage, and I'm going to stack my hips. So my left hip bone is stacked right on the top of the right hip bone, and I'm on the pinnacle or the highest point of that right hip. Okay. Once you're there, you're all set up. Okay, that left hand can start on your hip. Try to relax your head, neck, and shoulders. Find that length, both sides of the waistline. On your inhale, you're going to roll and flick through the toes. So straight leg jumps again. Okay, straight leg jumps on our side. These are going to get challenging choreography-wise. Okay, so we're going to challenge that brain and muscle connection a little deeper. Okay, but right here, I just want you to get warmed up on your side. We've got a light hold on the peanut. We're lengthening, we're drawing the belly button in so that I'm thinking about pulling the belly button out between my shoulder blades. Okay, that length and that lift. You're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Okay, right here, we're going to pause for just a moment. We're going to take the peanut and give it to the left knee. So the top leg, you're going to give it to that knee, right behind the knee, and I'm going to hold on to that peanut. I'm going to find that length at the waistline again, so my waistline is lifted and long. I'm going to stack that pelvis. I'm going to keep those knees tracking in line with one another, and here we go. Bottom leg is going to jump. You're going to roll through the toes and give a little flick. Roll and flick. Good. So we're going to start doing stuff with this top leg. Okay, but first I want you to place your left hand behind your head. Okay, so I've got that airplane arm on my left side. This is challenging that balance and stability on top of the right hip. If that's not for you, you can always bring your left hand to the carriage. Okay, so that you can keep yourself stacked and on top of that right hip bone. All right, now your top leg as we jump is gonna lift. So on the next one, we're gonna jump, lift the left leg. Jump, lift the left leg. Inhale, leave, and lift. So it's a little hydrant on that left leg. When I lift the left leg, notice my waistline does not touch the carriage on my right side. I keep my waistline lifted. So it's not a gigantic lift here. I'm lifting from the top of that hip, okay, using those abductors, taking the leg away from the midline. Good, holding it here. Keeping those hips stacked. All right, now we're going to add a little bit more. You're going to leave with the lift. You're going to land and pause your landing. You're going to curl with your upper body, leaving the yoga block. Lower your curl, jump and lift, land and curl. Lower your head. Jump and lift, land and curl. Okay, so notice on my curl that my waistline touches the carriage. Okay, that's okay. All right, we're finding that flexion through the spine. Lengthen and lift. Land and curl. Lengthen and lift. Land and curl. All right, we're here for 6. All right, we just get the hang of it. So I want you to stay here a little bit longer so you can feel this in your body. 5. Good, this is 4. Last 3. And curl. Last 2. And curl. Last 1, lift and curl. Now we're just going to curl. Just curl. No more jump. Keep your right leg straight. You're focusing on that side flexion now. We're lifting and curling through that left waistline. You're here for 8, 7, good, 6. Keep the bottom leg straight. The left knee is bent with the peanut. 4, last 3, and 2. Last 1, and bring it all the way in. Whew, okay, I feel the side hip a lot. Okay, on your back. Okay, we're going to get to that other leg, but first we're going to do some jumps on the back, and you're going to love these because they're going to be full range of motion. So take that yoga block away, set it on the other side of your reformer, on that left side. We'll need it when we hit those sideline jumps again. The peanut is going to come to the inner thigh again, so just above the knee. You're going to lengthen those legs all the way out, 2 flat feet on the jump board. Oh, you know what? Before you do that, add a blue spring. This is where we go heavy. Okay, so you're going to have a yellow and a blue. Okay, so an extra light and a light. If you want to switch those both to one red or one heavy spring, you can do that too. Peanut's going to come to that inner thigh. Okay, here we go. We're lining it up again. You're going to lengthen those legs all the way out. We're going to find that ab curl right away. Okay, so the those fingers interlace behind the base of the skull. We traction and lift, space between chin and chest. And here we go. We're going to exhale as we bend both knees. Inhale, take it out for a hop. So these are going to feel really different from where we just were. Okay, so I want you to enjoy these, right? These are a little break off the abdominals. Okay, and this is where the cardio is going to pick up a little bit more. You have less hang time here, so we come back to the jump board quickly, which means less challenge for the abdominals holding those legs in mid-space. But I am going to challenge your choreography again here. So we're going to start to do ring out the rag jumps. Okay, I call them that because the lower half of your body is going to twist in a different direction than the upper half. Okay, so when your lower half twists left, your upper half will twist right. Okay, so just follow along with me. We're going to start with the legs first. So only to the left, those legs are going to twist to the left, land through center. Twist, land through center. So I'm twisting the thigh bone, the top of the thigh bone, so that the top of my thighs shine to the left. Okay, that's what we want to do. But we want to keep the pelvis quiet when we do that. Every time we land in parallel, toes shining up. Okay, so it's a quick twist, quick and back. Now, we're going to add the upper half. The upper half is going to twist right as the legs twist left. Left with the legs, left shoulder, twist to the right. Twist. Here we go. Twist. Whew, it's a lot to think about. It's a lot, even in my body. I'm going to lose my peanut at the same time. Good, you guys. So if this is too challenging, okay, and you only want to focus on one half of the body twisting, go for it. If you want to take away the peanut or the ball, go for it, okay? You're twisting the legs left as the left shoulder picks up to twist to the right. All right, we're here for 6. Last 5. Twist. Good. 4, 3. Last 2. Whew. Last 1. Hold your ab curl through center right here. Inhale. Now we're going to add that knee pull back that we did before. You're going to pull both knees in, lengthen to land. In, lengthen to land. These are much quicker. You've got the challenge of holding onto the peanut with those inner thighs. Don't let that peanut go. Good, you're here for 6. Last 5. You've got 4. Whew, lengthen those legs all the way out before you land. 3. Last 2. 1, and pause. Okay, pause for just a second. Make sure your peanut's right there where it's supposed to be. We are gonna do the ring out the rag jump, so I'm just gonna wiggle down a little bit because I'm getting close to my shoulder blocks. Okay, let's start. Keeping the ab curl lifted. You're gonna bend the knees, twist the legs to the right. Legs to the right. Just start with the legs. The top of the thigh bone, rotating to the right. Landing through center. All right, let's take 4 more here because we'll add that upper body. That right shoulder will be twisting to the left on your next one. Legs twist, upper body twist. So legs twisting right, upper body twisting left. Whew! Okay, I want you to think of those ribs a little bit more than you think about your elbow. Okay, right ribs twist left, legs twist right. Whew! Challenging in my brain, challenging on this side. All right, we got 6. Last 5. Good, you've got 4, 3, last 2. And let's go one more. And bring it all the way, in and down. Rolling onto your left side. Okay, here we go. We're gonna switch our springs though. So take off that blue. You only have your extra light back. All right, that's where we're gonna end with that extra light. Put that yoga block down on the headrest. Lie down on your left side. Okay, we're gonna stack those hips. Peanut goes right above the knee again, right between the inner thigh. Okay, lengthen all the way out, 2 straight legs. Both flat feet on the jump board. Okay, we're gonna stack the pelvis. Right hip on top of the left. Length on that bottom waistline. My right hand's gonna start on my hip. I'm gonna relax my head, neck, and shoulder. Here we go. Okay, both feet are flat. We're gonna roll to the balls of our feet and give a little flick. Inhale, exhale to land. All right, right here. So these take a while to feel where your body is in space. I have mirrors all around me, right? So I can really check in on my form, see what I'm doing. If you don't have mirrors, I want you to take your time and really think about what you're feeling in your body, okay? And do your hips feel stacked? Do you feel like you're rolling backwards? Correct those things, okay? Take the time. You're at home. You're in the comfort of your own home. It's a great place to really just take the time and start to learn your body. It's a lovely thing about Pilates is we really connect. We can really start to connect deep to our body. You learn so much about yourself. Good, we're here for 4. Last 3. Last 2. Good, you guys. All right, on the next one, pause, take the peanut, place it behind the right knee, so that is your top leg. Line those knees back up, stack the hips, lift the bottom waistline, bottom leg jumps. Here we go. Exhale, right hand behind the head. We're gonna roll to the ball of the foot, give a little flick. Left leg is jumping. Right leg is ready to start lifting, but right now we're just thinking about keeping the hips stacked, keeping length on the bottom waistline. Good, that upper body, that arm is just folded behind the head. It's gonna add a little extra challenge not having the stability of your hand on the carriage. So if you need to, you bring your hand down. And one side may feel very different than the other. Okay, so allow that. We are not perfectly symmetrical in our bodies. All right, we're gonna add the lift of the top leg. So on the next jump, you're gonna lift, little hydrant, and land. Lift, hydrant, and land. Good, so jump and a lift. You jump, then we lift. My ankle and my knee get closer to the ceiling. So I'm lifting the whole leg, not just the knee. Ankle and knee move together. My waistline does not touch the carriage with my lift. I keep that space right there. That's the core control, controlling the pelvis, controlling that waistline. All right, now we're gonna start to add that ab curl. So on your next one, you're gonna pause and curl through the right waistline. Jump and lift, land and curl. Jump and lift, land and curl. So my bottom waistline does touch down as I find that ab curl. Okay, then I lengthen back out, jump and lift, lower and lift there. Ab curl, it's that side flexion. Jump and lift, land and curl. Jump and lift, that right leg, land and curl. All right, we're here for 6. Jump and lift, land and curl. Whew. Jump and lift. Land and curl. You should feel that whole lateral line. Jump and lift. Land and curl. Good, I've lost my count. We're here for 3. I was counting, and then I lost my count. Last 2. And curl. Last 1, inhale. Exhale to curl, and now just the curl. No more jumps, just the curl. Every time you bring your side curl back down, I want you to lengthen out that bottom waistline. Pick it up, lengthen it out. Good, you're here for 8. Lengthen on your inhale, exhale, curl, 7. Last 6, holding that right knee and ankle up. 5. Good, last 4. We've got 3. Last 2. And last 1. Lower it down and bring it all the way in. All right, guys, we're coming up onto our hands and knees. We are going to end with upper body jumps. Okay, so last couple minutes right here. You're going to place that peanut right between your inner thigh, ball, peanut, socks, whatever you have. Your kneecaps are going to hang off the edge of the carriage over the spring. So it's a little scary when you start to jump like this, but it's going to protect the kneecap, okay? Legs are just under the hips. Hands are going to come flat on your jump board, so you're going to hover your sitting bones over your heels. It's a hover, it's not a sit. Okay, you're going to hover. So we've got inner thighs lightly gripping the peanut. We've got the ribs stacked over our pelvis, and our belly button's pulled up and in, and our collarbone is wide. All 10 fingers are on that jump board if you can get them there. That's going to challenge the flexibility through the wrist. So if you can't be here, you can be here, but I'd like you to try to get your palms flat. On your inhale, you're going to roll to your fingertips, and on your exhale, you're going to land. Roll back down. Inhale, roll to your fingertips. Exhale, roll back down. Now, when you feel comfortable there, you're going to get a little air time. Okay, you're going to inhale to leave. Exhale to land. It is not a shove through the upper body, okay? I want you to think about your inhale, inflating you away from your jump board. Inhale. Rib cage expands wide. We get light as we leave. Inhale. Exhale, land. Everything is nice and stable because with that inhale, I grow with that internal length. I can stabilize my pelvis better. Good, so I want you to find that. Inhale, exhale, land. Inhale, exhale, land. Now, on your next one, you're going to start to rise up. So right here, we're going to inhale, open the front of the hips, and lower to land. Open, lower to land. So a little quicker, you're fully opening the front of that seat crease. So where the legs meet the hip, I want you to fully open, and then come back to your hover. Fully open, come back to your hover. Now, the beautiful thing about the peanut at the inner thigh, okay, is that you relax the booty a little bit, and we think more about, and the quads, and you think more about lifting with your inner thighs, which narrow into your pelvic floor and your psoas. So I want you to lift right there. Deep abdominals. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. You're here for 8. Good. Last 7. Good. And 6. We got one more layer. 5. Good. Last 4. I love upper body jumps. I could stay here forever. Last 3. Good. Last 2, especially with the peanut. It really helps lift with those inner thighs. Now on your next one, you're going to lengthen to a diagonal. Up and the other way. So you're going to rotate your ribs towards the arm that goes down. The opposite arm goes up. Okay, so right arm up, left arm down. Right arm down, left arm up. I twist towards the arm that is down. But as I twist, I don't twist my pelvis, right? I keep my pelvis squared off to the jump board. It is not invited to twist. All right, we're here for 6. 5. Good. Last 4. This is it. Last 3. Good. You got 2. Last 1. And bring it all the way in. Guys, and you are all done. Set your peanut down on the floor. We're going to turn around, face the rear really quick little stretch. Set your yoga block down if it's still hanging out there. Your knees are going to go wide, width of the carriage. Your arms are going to drape across the frame. I'm going to reach my fingertips away from my sitting bones and find that child's pose right there. And I'm going to take 2 big breaths. Inhale, rib cage gets wide. Exhale all that air out. Good. Inhale, inflate those ribs. Exhale all that air out. Now right here, I'm going to take my right hand over to the left side of the frame where my left hand is, place my right hand on top of my left, and I'm just going to reach my right sitting bone away from my fingertips. For 4, for 3, last 2. Walking through center, I'm going to take my right hand back to the right side of the frame. My left hand is going to join the right hand, and I'm feeling that length down lateral side, that left lateral side. 4, 3, last 2. Coming all the way back through center. Walk your hands up, and now I'm just going to have you step off to the left. Okay, you're going to turn around and face your frame. Our legs are going to come nice and wide, so toes turned out. My legs are wider than my shoulders, okay? Now, from here, we're going to take a deep sumo squat. So you're going to bend your knees, let your torso tilt forward, and you're going to reach for the opposite side of your carriage or frame, and I'm just going to pull on my reformer. I'm going to pull on the frame, and I'm going to reach my sitting bones back. Knees are bent deeply, and I feel that stretch all down the side, waistline, through the hips, through the inner thighs. Hold it here. Whew, the abs worked hard. For 4, last 3, last 2. And come all the way back up. Bring your feet together. Let your head, neck, and shoulders just hang down over those legs. And on your inhale, keeping the knees soft, you're going to round and stack that spine 1 vertebrae at a time, all the way up to standing. Head should be the last thing that comes up, guys. And you are all done. 30 minutes. Boom. Done. Deep abdominals. Cardio was in there too. We got that right in the middle, right, with that heavier spring load. The heart rate picked up. We moved quicker. Lots of focus, lots of attention to detail in these jumps, in these type of jumps, because like I said, you can have a lot of things go wrong with straight leg jumps and using a light spring. So I want you to be conscious of what you were feeling in your body. If you have questions for me as you do this workout or after you've completed it, please leave comments under the video. I will get back to you. I'll answer your questions. I like the questions, and they help you. Don't be afraid to ask me. No question is stupid. All the questions mean a lot, especially for your body and the connection you're finding as you work and as you keep growing through your Pilates journey. I want to hear about it, okay? Your hip flexors, I wanted to talk about this too. If you want to sign off and go, I know I hit the 30-minute mark. So, but if you can hang on, those hip flexors. Now, when we were jumping with our forearms down and your legs on the jump board, a lot of times clients get the hip flexors right away. The superficial hip flexors start to grip and hold the leg, or they're trying to hold the legs up. We don't want them to do all the work. Yes, they're going to work for you, but we don't want them to do all the work. We want the deep abdominals to do the work. So when I said, think about lifting from your rib cage, if I was in studio with you, I would kind of come behind you and cup your rib cage so that I could get you to lengthen through the torso. That way you can find access to the psoas that runs along the spine, that is your deep abdominals, and that would help hold the legs in space. The connection with the peanut that you had at the inner thigh is also going to help that connection. So next time you do it, if you want to try it again after hearing these comments and see if you can kind of find that lift under the ribs, lifting and lengthening out of the torso and out of that low back rather than slumping into it, you stay lifted out of it and find that little extra, maybe little extra squeeze on the peanut. It'll get you out of those hip flexors a little bit. And the more you work and the more we talk about it, the more you'll get out of those hip flexors. I do have a tutorial on teaser in the tutorial section on my YouTube page. If you go there, I talk a little bit more about those hip flexors and how to get out of them. So if that is an issue you're experiencing in your body, please go there and take a look. Like I said, if you have questions for me, please leave comments below the video. You can also find me on social media, JessPFit, same name. So I'm on Instagram more than I am on Facebook. I will find you. If you comment to me, I will get back to you. And that's it, guys. I will see you for the next workout. Please remember, I do hold live reformer workouts once a week. The day of the week has fluctuated, but currently they are on Sunday mornings. They do change now and again, depending on the clientele. It's a very small, intimate group. You can have your camera on or off. It's your choice. But if it's on, I am right there with you as your personal trainer for that hour. And we do something different every week. It is a ton of fun. It is by far my favorite class to teach a week. And it's always different. It's forever changing. And I love your comments and I love your suggestions, so that keeps it fun too. Anyways, I'll stop talking. I will see you guys next time, and I hope you enjoyed it.